Hello, welcome back viewers. I am RxOliver and these are my friends. And we're playing Call of Cthulhu. This is the Ghost Club Part 2. I'm here with Martin, Chris and our keeper Seamus, who is going to give us a recap. Aren't you, Seamus?
I will. We'll start with a dramatic narration.
I think you need to do a disclaimer that the one person who sounds Scottish and the one person who has a Scottish name are not the same person.
That is true.
I'm just saying. Or is it an Irish name?
It's Irish.
You know,
It's
Sorry.
arguable. Well, welcome back, gentlemen. We'll start with an opening narration. The veil has lifted, but not the horror. Their names have returned like old coats found in the dark, familiar, comforting, yet stained. They begin to remember who they are, but not what they've done. And it is that silence, the hollow stretch between memory and deed, that gapes like a grave. What hands held the dagger? Who spilled the blood? In this place lit by dying candles and lingering with the scent of ink and blood, they find themselves not cleansed, but implicated, surrounded by symbols not of healing, but symbols of intent, symbols of ritual, of purpose. And the dreadful question thrums through their minds: did I do this willingly? Something is watching, something that has not yet spoken, a presence that lingers just beyond perception, like a breath behind the ear, or the flicker of movement in a mirror's edge. The house is not empty, and the soul does not shatter in one clean break. It fractures slowly, surely, under the weight of revelation. For there are truths worse than lies, and some awakenings are more cruel than a nightmare. Welcome back, gentlemen, to the Ghost Club.
Thank you, Seamus. Before we continue tonight, I forgot to say right at the start, tonight on the stream we are using Sirenscape for music and ambient sounds. Check them out at sirenscape.com.
And can I just say this video is sponsored by WD-40? It's a great product for many uses.
Little inside humor.
We have can our showgirl, who is quite shit, she's new, can you show the product please? Gee, fucking hell.
Come on, Debbie.
Nice.
You do it. There you go. So
WD-40, 100% lubrication for all of your needs. That's it.
There you go. It's an in-joke that none of our viewers will get. So
no,
but sponsorship is always good,
and it's quite useful for fighting cosmic horrors.
And
maybe
I have this in game, right?
no,
you don't know. You got to search the room. You got to search the cabin, my friend. Now there are some things we were discussing it a little bit, but we wanted to do it so the audience knows that, as a game master, as a keeper, we're not perfect. There are some things that I forgot, so I wanted to retcon a couple of things for the players and make sure that we go over those. Number one, who we now know is Arthur Conan Doyle, larger man. Remember, he had bruised and cut knuckles. He had been loading a revolver. He was angry. He flipped the table, and one thing I failed to note, for those of you who watched part one, was that there was, in fact, drawn on the floor the same cryptic, cultic symbol that was on the forehead of Dr. Sunday drawn in blood was on the floor. And this is a given, gentlemen. For any of you who saw it, you might surmise that someone had drawn it before this all began. And you'll recall that at some point, William Staten Moses, the older gentleman, in fact, as he was coming out of his own amnesia, realized that this was his cottage. So, little interesting fact there. Number 2, which I believe you guys will see soon, but Dr. Sunday had gone into the other room, and I had described it privately to Oliver for his character, but indeed the victim's throat had been completely cut, such that if I were to describe it, one might say it looked like a second mouth, with the victim's mouth agape in the horror in the victim's eyes. So for you, Oliver, keep that in mind.
And the victim has the sign on his chest as well, doesn't he?
He does. And Oliver and I were talking about this. We'll speed things a little bit along. If we were playing this privately, we might wait, because technically Chris and Martin's characters have not stepped into the other room, but I assume they will do do so.
Yeah, well, after a good half an hour to 40 minutes roleplay, we may step in the room.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't mind at all. But there's a couple of things that I want to do as well. Number one, I want to make sure we talk about some things that were important. Number one, don't forget that Arthur Conan Doyle, if you look at the map, and Oliver, I believe you're in charge of it, but notice Arthur Conan Doyle was at the window. Don't everybody forget that Doyle had seen a shadow fly across the moon outside, and it caused him some fear and loathing. Understand and recall that William Staten Moses, who's the older gentleman with the ink on his fingers, who has babbled on and on, has continued to get, even though he appears to be coming out of his amnesia state, much like the rest of you, he's getting increasingly confused and delirious and strange. He says very strange things. And don't forget you there, Chris, William Butler Yeats. I want to make sure you recall that when you looked in your bag, you did not only see the book of poetry, but you had found a notebook that had very detailed notes about occult, ritualistic, ritual, type of activities and instructions, for lack of a better term. So, one of the other things I wanted to retcon is this: did Doyle and Yeats, did we accomplish an occult check for you, gentlemen? Because remember, not only did you hear William Staten Moses say some things, you've got the yellow sign on the floor. I don't think we ever did an occult check for you, or the sign on Dr. Sunday's forehead. I don't think we ever actually did an occult check. So I'd like to give you that. Yeah, I'd like to give you that opportunity. And if we look, go ahead, Martin and Chris, tell me what your occult ratings are.
35.
Martin, how about you first?
35.
Okay, and that is your actual. So I think in our last episode, you had kind of a revelation. How about you, Chris? What does Yeats have as his occult that you understand? Because you have an incomplete, right? It's incomplete.
5.
Yeah. So here's what I want you to do. Because Arthur Conan Doyle had flipped the table and we had that interaction, because you had seen it, because if I recall, there was a point where William Staten Moses, right? Or no, who was reading? What was it? You, Yeats, that was reading the.
It was Yeats that was reading.
Yeah, and it was Doyle who said, "Knock it off," right? So here's what you realize as you're reading that Latin, and you're reading what Moses had written, right? this ranting, and let's share that again. I think for the audience there, give me just a moment. Let's share that for the audience. Your actual occult rating is 70.
Ooh.
Oh, of course he's good at
That
it.
was 2 of a hard success then.
I'm trying to edit it, but that's when I rolled it there. So
Well, that's okay, my friend. In order for you to add it or edit it, you click on the little pencil.
yeah,
Yep. And then you will see, I believe it's in the 4th column. You will be able to see you. So in other words, you'll have certain numbers, whatever you need to put in the 4th column to make it add up to 70, just put that in there. So if you had so for example, if yours
65.
currently only says 5,
Yeah.
you would put 65 in that 4th column. Make sense? So let's look at that. Oh yeah, well, you made it. Well, you made it twice. And in fact, give me just a moment, my friend. I'll go ahead and fix it for you. If you weren't able to do it, it's okay. I don't mind. No.
Oh no, it's fixed now. It's fixed. Should
Okay,
be.
good. So Conan Doyle, why don't you go ahead and roll as well?
So I'm doing a cult.
An occult roll.
Okay. All right. Let me get ready. I got 50. No,
58.
58.
So you failed. Yeah. So you didn't really understand it when you revealed it when you flipped the table, but Yates definitely noticed it. And I'm thinking that the combination of recognizing that symbol, seeing that he had instructions for rituals written in his notes, the fact that Moses was, or excuse me, that um, then that he started reading, right, which I shared it, Oliver. I don't know if the
Yes, yeah.
audience can see
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. It's up
Yeah,
for the
and
audience.
that you can see, and you were reading this, and Conan Doyle, knocked it away from you. I think there, Chris, that Yates has a very how should I put this? I think he's got a very innate and educated understanding about what's going on here. And so I will give you this. You do have some knowledge of the King in Yellow. You know that it was a series of books and primarily a play written in the United States. And it was kind of forbidden, right? It was underground type of literature, but it spoke, and the concept of the Yellow King was one of chaos, and but through the promise of a perfect existence in a place called Carcosa, right, in the shores of this lake. So the myth and uh, the grandeur of the idea of this, but it all is through, maybe even you understand, um, it is through a veil of chaos and destruction and deceit, right? So you know that this whole idea that of the King in Yellow is like really powerful stuff. Um, Remember that you were invited here, and I think this came to you, that Moses had said that you would astrally project yourself, right, in order to engage with an angel, a spirit of renewal, right?
Mhm.
Uh, Remember when we last left off in part one, that was one of the revelations that some of you had, was that we came here willingly, that what we did, we knew what we were doing. And so you're really struggling with this question of, then who the hell am I, right? Other than my famous name and my profession, what was I doing here? Now, the other thing I want to retcon, if I may, real quick, give me just a moment here, is let's talk about. I want to know whether or not Conan Doyle and William Butler Yeats, really noticed the behavior of Dr. Montague Sunday. Because notice he left you guys. He left you guys. You guys were arguing. There were moments where he was acting distracted. He went off into the other room. I'd like both of you to do a psychology check for me, but I want to make the same check real quick. Martin, what does your psychology roll or um,
10.
10? Yeah. As you observe in those moments that you're observing Montague Sunday.
Oh no, I mean my score is 10. I've not rolled a 10.
No, I know, my friend.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You start to really look at him in those moments, and you realize you're pretty darn good at this. Your score is actually 50.
Ooh, that's a high psychology.
I mean,
you're really observant.
I think Sir Conan Doyle should be more than 50, but I mean, I will respect you as a DM or whatever we call you in this game.
My psychology's better. It's 55.
Yeah, and yours says 55. Yeah, so good. You already knew that you were kind of good at observing people and behavior and so forth, but Doyle you guys are still coming out of this. I'm trying to think of the word. Amnesiatic. I'm not sure if that's the right word. Fog that you're in. So yeah, why don't you both give me a psychology roll? Martin, do you need assistance in correcting yours to 250?
Did you say? No, I've just done it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you just made a regular success. That was good.
Bang on the nose.
Right on the nose. How about you, there, Conan Doyle? Or did you already do it? Oh, there we go.
One off bang on the nose.
Failed.
Can I use a luck point because I don't want to get attacked by this spirit in my sleep?
Sure. So reduce your luck by 1. Okay. So both of you, and I'd like you to maybe role play that out a little bit. Let's play that out. So we'll kind of go back in the film reel. Sunday, because we're very close to kind of bringing it all together here. Sunday had gone off in the other room. This is before you see the strange creature that skitters out from the other room. Talk to me. What do you guys say to each other about? What do you notice about his behavior? Is there anything? I want to make sure as players get an opportunity to say that. If there's nothing, then I will tell you kind of what you see. But is there anything about his behavior that you guys found strange?
Well, Mr. Doyle, I would say that I find that Sonny fella to be very, very weird, very strange, and in fact, a little bit of a con artist, if I didn't say so myself. I've met a few in my lifetime.
How about you, Martin? Do you think Doyle noticed anything interesting about Sunday's behavior?
I hand him a potato and pat him on the head. And then I say, I mean, it seems a bit like a drug addict and a bit addled by some form of melancholy, but there's definitely something deeper. Clearly he was taking the drugs to cover some form of emotional trauma, probably a misplaced father, absent mother, general poor people type of situations, I would imagine.
Possibly,
possibly
is quite normally prescribed by doctors nowadays. So, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's up to no good with the cocaine. He might have got it from a doctor. Hypertake from time to time as well.
I mean, did you not get that slight Glaswegian aspect about him? And I know they have a bit of a problem with the substances.
No.
I'm not a Glaswegian, but I'm offended for them.
I mean, I try and offend one group per game, so I'm going for the
There you go.
Glaswegians, which I shouldn't do because
I will tell you both.
I've got
I
a
will
great
tell you
joke
both
about
as
Glaswegians, Martin.
I will tell you both as players. You're pretty spot on, right? So you both got a regular success, and I think you're spot on there. Specifically, you, William. You said something of him seems to be a bit of a con artist. Whatever it was in his reactions and his behavior, the way he shuffled through his bag, maybe after going through his bag, um, I think Doyle, maybe you noticed he kind of did like this, like he was hearing voices in his head, just kind of psychotic little twitches, little hints, but nothing definitive. So I think that's right in line with what you said, Martin. But for you, there, William, being also a poet and a thinker on human nature and condition, you saw something that was a little shifty about him and the way that he just kind of left you guys in the other room, and you haven't heard from him all this time, other than kind of a tussle and I don't want to say a cry, but kind of a ha.
No, I failed the
And
sanity checks. I definitely made a noise. Definitely made some sort of noise.
yeah,
Some.
okay, I like it. Yeah. I also want all three of you to give me a listen check. But before you do, again, I want to see, how about you, Martin? What is your listen skill that you show that you believe you have in this moment?
Can you
What
change
does it
my
say?
look? Can you change my look and put it down one? Because I
can, sir.
I can't figure out how to do that one. But yeah, you said listen. My listen is.
I'm just 20. Which I think
20,
is the base.
Mine's 20 as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yours is
it's like
fine.
your
So
base.
as you're listening, how about William?
20.
That is accurate. And how about you, Mr. Montague?
20.
That is also correct. So you guys, in various points, this isn't something that happens. Remember, we're retconning a little bit of some of the things that I should have done in the last session, but you guys were so awesome and entertaining that I completely overlooked it. So give me a listen roll for all three of you, please.
Where's my private notes about again, Seamus?
Private notes. So if you look on the right-hand side of your character sheet, give me just a moment.
Yeah, got a 12.
Oh, nice. If you
How-
notice over there, you'll
how do
see
I
there's a
roll
tab
again?
called Notes.
How do you roll again?
And yeah, go
the
to
bo-
the
in the
skills.
bo-
Go to the skills
bo-
tab.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Oh, you
And you'll
drag it
see
over,
listed.
don't you? Yeah.
Well, you can drag it, or you can just double click on the 20.
Yeah, okay, I failed.
So you got a 41.
Right, sorry. Where are the
William
notes,
failed.
Seamus? In the notes tab on the character sheet?
Yes,
No,
sir.
that's just got my inventory. Though I had like a private note about who I am and shit. Where's that?
No, not really, unless you make one. So if you look on the right-hand
I thought
side.
I had one. No, okay.
Well,
never
if you look
mind.
on the right-hand side, there is a section called Player Notes.
Mm-hmm.
You
No,
can
there's
create your own.
no, I thought I had something. Never mind.
That's okay. So, again, during all this kerfuffle, right? Montague Sunday has gone off in the other room. William Staten Moses and William Butler Yeats are kind of, I don't want to say arguing, but you'll recall that whole issue was going on. And Doyle, you had moved over to the window and you saw out there a shadow fly across the moon. It gave you a chill. But now you hear as though it's coming through the wall here, or maybe under your feet. It seems to be moving, but it's in your area. You hear chanting, rhythmic chanting.
I would like to move up the stairs. I think they're stairs.
Immediately moves away from weird sound. I like it.
move away from your sound. However, but before you do that, and I'm going to honor what you said, Martin, 100%. Okay, but remember where we left off. Our cliffhanger was that thing came around the corner. The last thing I need to retcon and I need to check, did we check with Dr. Sunday, did he do a power roll when the thing started talking to him?
I think so. I think I remember doing a power roll.
Okay, that's fine. I
think
just
so.
want to make sure. No, that's brilliant. So here's where we'll officially kick off again, gentlemen. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm so excited for this. So Montague Sunday had gone into the other room. You heard a kerfuffle. You heard him cry out. You turn, all three of you in the other room, turn your heads, and a faint movement catches your attention. Now I'm saying the shadows of the sidebar. I put it in the dialogue there in the dice tray area. But you guys actually see it. Originally, Montague Sunday had seen it under the sideboard, but you guys see this thing coming around, a soft skittering sound like tiny claws on wood. It draws your gaze over to the open doorways where Montague Sunday had gone. A creature not much larger than a cat, but with a form that defies nature. Its body is sleek and furred, but its face is disturbingly human, with tiny glittering eyes and a mouth that opens to reveal needle-sharp teeth. Its front paws are like little miniature hands, clutching a shard of broken glass, smeared with blood. You can see it. It's moving. It's looking at all of you. And as it moves, it drags itself forward with unnatural grace. This rat thing tilts its head, staring at you with intelligence that chills your blood, and then it begins to speak in a high voice which is pitched in a mockery of humanity, and it urges you in its sound to obey. And it says the strangest thing. It says, for example, as it comes around the corner, it looks at all three of you, and it says, "Do you ache for truth? Why not shed your flesh? Ascend and hear the herald's song, a song of truth and glorious terror." Right? So it's looking at you. And it says, "I smell the blood on your hands so heavy with guilt. Share your burdens with each other, a bond sealed in the dark where trust will bloom." And it skitters over here and up onto the table. And that's where we'll pick up. I want all three of you in the other room to give me a sanity check, please. This and of course, how many of you remember seeing? We'll reshare the picture of the thing.
The little rat boy.
Yeah, scary little rat thing. But he's talking to you, and he's kind of he's not mumbling. He's you can clearly understand him, and his voice is so strange and so creepy. Now to do it, there we go. Chris figured it out. Ooh, a hard success. Nice. And 2 hard. Holy cow.
I think I already rolled when I saw it in the last session.
I think you did. Yeah, I think you did.
I failed because that's how I threw the knife at it. Failed because I
now
failed
you
the sanity
also
check.
have to do, so you guys keep your shit together from a sanity perspective, seeing this thing, right? I would dare say it's because William Butler Yeats is apparently deep into the occult. He's learning this about himself. He has a score of 70. And because Arthur Conan Doyle is a man's man and he's keeping his shit together. But it doesn't mean that his strange words don't have a magical, supernatural, if you will, power about them. I want you to roll also a power roll. Each one of you must succeed on a power roll.
That me as well this time.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah.
Okay.
My power is
regular
great.
success, regular success. I love it. You guys in the room you guys are tough sons of bitches. I love it.
Oh, easy
Nice.
peasy.
Yeah, you got it as well. He still continues to go, and he says this. He says, "The pale servant knows your name. Its eyes are watching. Won't you bow to its voice and join the dance that shatters the veil?" And as this thing speaks, give Give me just a moment. William Staten Moses, the old man. He's like getting excited. Quite the opposite of you guys. You guys have kept it together. But he says, he looks right at Moses and he says, Master Moses, the king awaits. Carcosa hungers. Now I'm going to give you guys an opportunity, especially since you guys kind of kept your shit together. Is there anything you do in this moment where it jumps up on the table and is turning and talking to you guys?
When it's in the other room, I run over and pick up my knife.
Nice. Now, where did you leave that? I don't recall that.
I threw it at him. I threw it at Jenkins.
That's right. That's right.
I threw it like as my involuntary action when I failed the sanity check. This is what the guys didn't hear because they didn't have headphones on. And
No,
but
I love it.
But I rolled like a critical success on when I threw the knife and hit the little bastard.
I remember that. So yeah, you're going to spend your action scrambling over here and getting under the desk. I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the knife.
How about Martin, Chris? What does Doyle and Yates do?
Does Doyle have a gun?
He does. Now,
but you don't know he does.
I don't know that he. Yeah, I don't know that he ever.
You guys
It
don't
was
know.
it was on the table. It was on the table when we woke up.
But you didn't see it. You didn't see when I took it because I.
Yeah, but I know that I did.
He succeeded on a sleight of hand,
and I know that. I know, but I know that I didn't take it, and I haven't heard a gunshot, and it's came from the room.
We do this? How about we do this in this moment? Give me a spot hidden in this moment. Give me a spot hidden. You're standing right here. This thing is like, 5 feet from 10 feet from you. So.
You had 32 minutes in the PvP bingo.
I think what I would do is I think genuinely what I would do is I would draw my knife to be ready.
Okay, yeah, you still have you have the ceremonial dagger, 100%, yeah.
What kind of knife did I have? Was it just a regular knife?
Yeah. Was that your spot hidden? You failed. So you know what? The table's there, all of the papers and everything. You're thinking about whether or not you in this moment, because this thing is creeping you out, although you even keep your you keep it together. You think of the gun. You do a quick search, but everything's too chaotic in this moment. You're pulling out the ceremonial dagger that you were holding, but you don't see a gun. You certainly don't see a gun, but you think maybe it's under the table or maybe behind where you can't see it. Okay. Is there anything else you do, Yates, other than draw your? Do you actually attack this thing, or do you just stay there or back up?
I think I would back away towards Doyle and be like, I don't really like this very much. These here are enchanted, or they're saying some very strange words that I remember from books of the learned kind.
You're a strange looking leprechaun.
Now, I will tell you in this moment that William Staten Moses, the old man, he comes closer to it and he starts saying strange things. Yes, I recall this.
Shoot Moses. Shoot Moses.
I recall, yes, the master. One must ascend. Oh, but the followers descend. Tell me, messenger, what should we do? And again, this thing is going, Moses, the master needs more.
Shoot Moses. You should definitely shoot Moses.
Doyle, you're up. Everybody's done an action but you. What does Arthur Conan Doyle do?
Well, everyone presumed, because we all know that, God bless his soul, so Arthur Conan Doyle had a massive penis. So you presume that it's just his massive dick, but it's actually a gun. So he does get the gun out. He also, because he heard that weird noise possibly coming from under the floor, he's going to at least move to the first part of the stairs so he's above the floor, because he does not trust the floor.
Gotcha. Yeah. So he's Yeah, I mean, there's like there's like a true wall here. So it's, if you've ever been in a cottage, it's, yeah. So
Mhm.
he gives himself some cover there. But did I hear you say that he has pulled out his
Yeah,
revolver?
he's getting the gun out, and he's he's not firing it, but he's getting it ready just in case everything goes
You should
crazy.
fire it. You should fire it.
I
Bang!
mean,
Start blasting.
we'll see what happens. It's Call of Cthulhu. I mean, you know, Martin knows a lot about Karasora and the Yellow King and all that, so he's a little bit worried.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
so
Conan
Oliver,
Doyle's not as
Oliver knows a
bothered.
little bit about Carcosa and the King in Yellow and this little rat
Yeah.
Jenkins.
Does him pulling his gun mean that he would know what his like weapon handling would be, or?
I'm fair. We already did that when he was loading the gun. I
think
think,
it did.
Oh,
right?
okay.
No, but I appreciate it. So let's double check. What is your Martin? What is your firearms handgun? It should be 25.
Let me check. It's a fire.
75.
Yeah, it's 25. And Chris, we talked about this. You can either be pretty or smart, and you keep in that lane, okay? So just keep in the lane. Okay, no. Keep in the lane.
Look, it's just from personal experience. If someone pulls a gun and they don't know how to pull a gun, they hold it differently.
I agree.
So if you were readying your arm and you didn't know how to hold the gun, you'd probably hold it like this, you know. But if you know how to hold the gun, then you would brace your arms and be like that. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, okay. You play the Irish card again, okay?
There was turmoil in this country. We'll not talk about it again.
So you guys see, I'm kind of blending these in a little bit. I do apologize, but Moses he says in these moments, he says it speaks again, the guide, tell me what we should do. And again the rat thing says, Master Moses, the king is pleased, more must serve. And it begins to move off the table. And it says to you, yells out as it's skittering down, bounces onto this chair,
Should have shot it
bounces down
already.
onto the floor, and jumps into what apparently, like, behind logs and so forth, there's a hole back there, and it's saying, ancient truths await below. Won't you wander to find answers that the oath-bound protect? And it dives into this hole and disappears.
Should have shot it when you had the chance. 100% you failed to shoot that when you should have shot that.
Well, you can bring it up for the next year about why I didn't shoot something or why I didn't pick up a knife. It's fine.
Should have picked up.
Now,
a
I want to go back. I want to go back to Dr. Sunday. So, Dr. Sunday, what's going on in your head? You've been over there. You went and retrieved your dagger there.
Yeah.
I have a question for Doyle.
Please.
When he seen the fucking beastie thing bouncing about, would you have reacted? Because you readied your gun and pointed it at it.
I mean, it was more in case, because I didn't know, like, if someone was going to start trying to slit each other's throat. So I'm like, and I also want to tell you, because you seem reasonably sane for an Irishman, about the weird noises that I heard from below, because I've not had a chance to tell you. But, so yeah.
Okay, no worries. I was just wondering whether or not you would have pulled the trigger as soon as it tried to leap towards us. That's okay.
No.
No, I like his explanation. I think what Martin said really makes sense, right?
Yeah.
He not only did he see the shadow fly across the moon, right? But he heard the chanting that's coming either on the other side of the wall or down on the floorboard, below the floorboards. And now this crazy ass thing is jumping around, skittering and typing, talking nonsense. And Staten Moses seems to be almost worshiping the little crazy rat thing.
I shoot Moses.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was he was pointing the gun and following the creature, but he wasn't shooting it. He was more just like in case it tries to attack anyone. But yeah, he
Right,
wasn't actually
exactly.
shooting it.
But I want to go back to Dr. Sunday. So Dr. Sunday, we know what's happening in the other room here. You retrieved the knife. What did you do in that second half of that
I'll retrieve
or
the
that
knife
second
and then
round?
just come back over towards the. Oh, how do I move him?
You can move them. Just
Yeah.
grab your tokens and move them. I've been
Yeah.
moving them for you guys if you want, but
Oh no, that's not what I want. How do I grab my token? Oh, now I'm in the dark.
make sure you click on it,
Here we
and
go.
then there you go.
So he just
can use your-
he just approaches the door and just kind of watches what's going on from there. Stays in that room.
Yeah, I think Moses is putting the table back aright, and he's mumbling to himself, "Everything must be in its proper place. Everything must be prepared for the master. We must. Didn't you hear it? Didn't you hear it calling you? I've got to get to work. Yes, perhaps that's what I was doing. Perhaps that's what we were doing. We were preparing. We were preparing for the herald. Yes, I need to have more must follow. Yes. So he's mumbling to himself. He's putting the table back. You know, he's picking things up off the floor, putting them back. Yeah. Now, do you tell your cohorts here anything about what you saw in the other room? And I want to give Martin and Chris an opportunity. The rat thing has skittered and disappeared through a hole in the wall over here. What do you do?
Do you want to go first, Sunday?
I'm just watching what you guys are doing. I'm waiting.
Okay, sweet.
I'm staying at the door. I'm in this room waiting to see how you guys react to that thing.
So
And let me say this real quick, if I may, right? Because I said it in the last episode. I never want to take away your agency at all, but I do like to assist my players to a certain degree. Think about the psychology rolls that you made. You and Doyle talked to one another. You, Yates, yourself, by your own observation, thought that he was shifty. And now you're looking over there and you see him peeking out. He's not coming back and telling you that he saw anything. He's not asked any questions. So again, his behavior logically only strengthens the suspicion that you had that there's something
untoward.
Yeah. Right? His
Yeah.
behavior. And what we're really saying is Oliver's playing to character, and I dig it.
So I think I would say to Doyle that the con artist is watching us, and he's coming from where that little creep thing went to, and as I say that, so the stairs that he's leaning towards, do they go up or down?
They go up.
Okay. So
yeah. Oh, and to be clear, my friend, hold on. Actually, the opening to the stairs is over here. So, correction for you, Martin. Why? Yeah, it's not supposed to let you through there. So, if anything, you were in the corner, but you're not in the stairs. The stairs actually open up over here. To be clear.
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted, Martin.
Sorry. As soon as I get a chance, I'm running up the stairs a bit because I heard about the the weird rumbling of the floor. So I do not want to be on the floor with everyone.
Give me I want you to give me an idea roll. Now, if you look at your character sheet and you look under intelligence, you'll see it also says idea, and you just double click on the 80 there. Same thing for you, Yates. I want you to do an idea roll as well, please. Oh, very nice. Can you do an idea roll as well? Yeah, yours is 85. So talk to me. Are you guys talking to each other?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what you both, I obviously I caught what you said about the con man's looking at us, but you guys both go over there, but you turn as you step onto the first 2 steps, you guys turn to each other and you go, again, I'm not putting words in your mouth. You take over from me if you want to. But here's the idea that you both get and you share. I don't know what's going on, but did you hear what the thing said? Did you hear what Moses said? Twice they said ascend.
Mm-hmm.
And another time they said you've got to descend, you've got to go down, you've got to go, right, to follow. So you both are smart. You both heard it. That was your idea. You caught what the thing said. And I'm giving that to you because, well, I'm giving it to you because you succeeded in your, not only your sanity and your power rolls. So you guys are keeping your crap together. But yeah. So there's something about ascending and something about descending. And it was over here that the rat thing ran off to, talking about the master wants more followers.
So I think that I would say to Conan, maybe going upstairs isn't a good idea, because maybe that's where the fucking big boss beastie is that the fucking cultists downstairs are fucking praying to, or whatever they're doing to try and get this. I think we should maybe stay here and not fucking go up to a big beast that might come out and eat us.
Moses sees you guys going up the stairs. He goes, yes, it's coming to me now. All of the beautiful things that I've drawn, all the beautiful things that I've written, it's coming to me now. My study, my portal, my deliverance. It all happened there, up there. Yes. The king is waiting. Go, my friends. And he actually comes over and puts his hand on your shoulder. Go, my friends. You and I, Yates, we've started. You and I, we started the Ghost Club. We are here willingly. Don't you see? It was me. It was me who called you. You came willingly to talk, to confront, to be brought before the herald to the king. He's there.
I think at this point, because I've tried to subdue him before, I think I would try to get his senses, but because I'd still assume that I would have the dagger drawn, I think I would try to not non-lethal blow if that's possible, and fucking boink him over the head with the tail end of it.
Let's do it.
I love how you use the technical term there. Boink.
Yeah. Give me a brawl roll, and he's going to.
I was thinking about actually slipping out and just sticking a wee dagger in him as well. Actually, he's trying to lead us to the king.
You still, hey, you've got an action here because you're about to observe Yates going back off. That's what I really hear him saying is, I don't know if you want to role play it, Chris, go ahead. But what I hear you saying is Yates is like, you're getting too close to me, bro. Get back off. You're getting a little bit too personal.
My brawl is 25, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So let's say you reach out with the butt of the dagger and try to bonk him a little bit. Did you succeed?
15 luck. Spend 15 luck.
Yeah, that's a fail.
So I'll spend 15 luck.
Oh, I love it. All right, so I'm going to do a dodge roll.
I'm going to step out behind them, ready to stab
All right,
them.
give me a second. I'm going to do a dodge roll. I do not dodge it, so yeah, you bonk him on the head. Give me a 1d3. Now, this is where if you go into the chat window down at the bottom left and you click in there, you'll see the blinking cursor. Do /roll and then do 1d3.
That's 1d4.
Well, that's all right. Do you mind doing that? Doing a 1d3? So you do / and I don't mind doing it for you. I would roll the same thing. So there you go. So yeah, you put a big bruise on Staten Moses' head. Let's go look at his character.
Oh, a D3 would be half of a D6, right?
Oh, you could do it that way, where 1 and 2 equals
Well,
1.
when you typed in D3, it actually rolls a D6, and when you've rolled a 4, it comes up 2. So that's what it does. Is it rolls a
Exactly.
D6 and halves it.
So yeah, you give me just a moment here. Let me open his character sheet.
I think I'm going to just slink in and stick a dagger in his kidneys here. Like, I think this is my chance.
Don't do it yet.
So you bonk Moses on the head. He stumbles back a bit against the table. Dr. Sunday comes out from the room. Yates, you see him. You too, Doyle. This guy's been just watching you guys like a, again, you guys think he looks suspicious, but all of a sudden he just moves and what do you do? What do you do there,
Stick a dagger in his kidneys.
Oh my God. So he gets right up in there. So Moses has already done a dodge in this round. He cannot dodge again. So
no, he does, but with a penalty, isn't it? You dodged.
Oh, I'm gonna double check.
I think you dodge again, but with a penalty.
Yeah, good call, my friend. Let me double check that.
Or maybe you can only dodge once. That kind of rings a bell as well, Seamus, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I
agree.
I think you can. Yeah, I think you can only because you have to like jump. So you like.
I think
I'm
not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But I'm gonna stab you in a second.
I've got a pun ready, so that'll be fun when it's my
You
turn.
got a pun ready?
Yeah. It
Right.
defends 2 races.
Oh my God,
So
Martin.
2 races.
Must
They're white
you?
race. They're white races, so it's fine.
So it's
when you
that's
go-
fine then. Yeah.
Okay. Here I found it. So it's called outnumbered, but the concept's the same. Attacker gets a bonus die if the defender has already been attacked this round. So and you use the defense. So it's actually you, Dr. Sunday, who get a bonus die.
Okay, well that's a 32. So let me roll a d10 and see what I get. Oh shit, no. So just ignore
And
that.
by the way,
single
for
dice.
future
It's a 10.
future reference,
So that's a 0-2 then.
wait, you didn't roll it. You didn't roll it in the damn. I'm so sorry,
shit,
but I
yeah,
believe you.
okay.
I believe you if you want to do it. But look,
I
look
believe
down
it.
at the bottom.
Yes,
I don't believe it. Look down at the bottom. In the bottom left corner, you will see. You see how it says +1? It says +1B. Do you see it down there, Oliver? In the bottom left corner.
Oh yeah.
So I will let you roll the whole damn thing over if you want to. Just click on +1B, and then roll your brawl attack. Fair enough. All right, here we go. 14. There you go.
I'll spend.
Oh my gosh.
I'll spend 2 of my luck to make it a hard success.
Oh, damn. Now I'm trying to remember, what does a hard success give you?
I'm not sure it makes a difference actually. Although it is a piercing weapon, so I know that an extreme success does a lot more damage.
Yeah, it has
Can't
to be
remember if a hard
extreme.
does.
No, I already found it, my friend. Hold on.
It's not. There's not any
Roll
difference
attack
between
with difficulty. Okay, hold on. Fail. I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Give me just a second.
I didn't think you got any more damage for it.
I
but-
don't think you do on a hard success. I think it's only
No,
extreme
you're right.
success.
Regular or hard success is normal damage. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't spend the luck then. Right, where's the damage for that? It's 1d3. No, it's 1d4 damage. Okay.
Oh my gosh, he stabs Moses. I love it.
I hope you do last time.
Oh!
4 damage.
Oh my gosh, this is great. So let's talk about this. Yates bonks him on the head. He staggers back, trips over the chair. His hand goes down on the table. He's putting his hand up and is saying, why? And Sunday comes up and shanks him right in the back, doing an additional 4 points of damage. He crumbles to the floor on his knees, holding his side now, holding his head, holding his side, and he's crying and he's saying, why we are colleagues, we are brothers, why are you destroying me, the master? is about harmony and grace at the shores of Carcosa. Why are you doing this? So he's pleading for his life in this moment, wondering why you're doing this. Please, master, help me. I think he begins to just crawl away. He's crawling under the table. He's crawling under the table. All right. What do you guys do? Doyle.
Well, can
I think Doyle's up. Yeah, Doyle's up at this point.
So while these guys have shown me their bruteness, obviously my gun is still pointed now, flicking between all of them, and I'm moving towards the dining room, the kitchen area, with the gun.
Over this way.
Yes, to where the kitchen would be.
Now you can move your token. So if you just grab it with your left mouse button, you can grab them and move them. It's up to you, my friend.
Oh yeah. So,
you got to go. There we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I want to move here. I'm also.
Yeah. Do you open the door?
I'm going to open the door, but I've also got some comments. So gun flicking around, and I'm openly saying this as well as writing it on my hand. Because I can have a gun and a pen, right? So I've got, and I'm saying this, yeah, because I can't have a book as well. So I'm just writing, the Irishman prefers, the Irishman prefers fists, while the Scottishman prefers a sharpened stone. The Englishman prefers a gun. That's what I'm writing on my arm. For notes, but for later.
All right.
Yeah.
You open the doors there. I imagine. Again, we get this impression that Doyle has a sense of purpose, and he blows
I have a reason, but I guess I can tell the players, but not them. Basically, I want to get a shitload of oil, gas, whatever, and just start spreading it on the floor in case stuff goes to shit and we just burn the place down.
But you blow past these two as Moses is crawling under the floor, and you throw open the doors, and as you come in here, you see that it's a kitchen area. You see that there is a low fire still burning in the kitchen fireplace. You see a table. There's some cheeses and some cold meats there. You do see an ice box over here. You see a cupboard over here. But what immediately catches your attention, other than the window, is that there is very clearly a trap door, a hatch. I don't really call it trap. It's not meant to be secret. It's quite clearly a cellar trap door there next to the cupboard.
The little rat creature, because I think you said it went down, but I'm also checking that he didn't.
Yeah, he had gone through a hole that was behind some logs and such here. And as you look. Yeah, real quick.
It's not going in the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah, as you look, you can absolutely see a cat-sized hole on this side, which was kind of concealed over on this side.
But yeah, kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I think that's enough for me. Don't trust anyone again, because you just. Is Moses dead, or is he just like?
No, he's
bleeding out, crawling along the floor.
Yeah, he's.
Give me one more round, Martin. One more round. I'll
now I'm in. You can't fucking even kill someone correctly. You need to do it for you with the gun.
Hold on here a minute. You seen me getting accosted by a mentally deranged man, at which I hit in the head and said, "Stand back, you fiend." And this fucking murderer stabs him in the back when he's not looking and leads him to crawl across the floor, and you're worried about me? When we had a lovely little conversation over there about how shifty this fellow is. And we woke up in a room with someone already fucking murdered.
Yeah, but your accent changed a bit, so I don't know if I can trust you. Like I was like, oh, now he's just a normal Celtic man, and then I'm like,
I wasn't talking to you in character.
Well, you didn't say that. You did, and now
I
you're brandishing.
I will I will I will
Now he's brandishing a knife online. Everyone can see it. He's threatening
now
me.
listen. I will say this. Both of you, you know this because we're playing and we're speaking openly, but both of you are, now that you've seen everything that you've seen Dr. Sunday act in the way that he did quite violently. You guys are getting a burning, not desire, but you're really starting to wonder what the hell is in the other room. Okay, because technically, according to what's happened, you guys don't know that there's a body in the other room. So let me make that clear. But I will say that you guys think that there's something horrific in the other room. Maybe that's what's causing Sunday to act the way he is. But he hasn't said anything. And that, to you, or at least to William Butler Yeats, is suspicious to the extreme.
But go on, Yates. I'll be like, Yates, check the other room out to see if he's just making it up or if there's something going on.
So
I
yeah,
don't-
maybe.
I just fucking
No,
speak
actually, I
up.
love that. If you don't mind me saying so, Chris, I don't want to take control, but Martin's got a great idea. Maybe you just witnessed what Sunday just did. You see Moses crawling under the table, now whimpering like a child. Maybe you actually stagger back a little bit in horror at what you just saw. And in fact, you tell me, Chris, do you think this is abhorrent to Yates's sensitivities? Do you think you need to make a sanity roll watching Dr. Sunday stab him in the kidney like that? What do you think? I'll let you decide.
No, I don't think that it would be overtly something that he's never seen before. Like, he's a learned fellow, I would say. Like,
Mhm.
he would go to, like, surgeries and stuff,
Mhm.
like open surgeries. Now, would you say that someone would do sanity if they were surprised that it happened?
So so let's go with that. So I'm going to take control in that regard, and I respect what you just said. So I'm going to say, granted, good, touche. You convinced me. He's not going to do a sanity check, but it's shocking enough that he backs up over here and goes, "What have you done? What have you done?" And I want you to know that as you come around the corner, holding on to the door frame and looking over, you see the body of a young man sprawled out on the dining room table, his throat slit, gaping open as though it's a second mouth. His face is frozen in a visage of horror. His mouth is open, his teeth bright and white, but covered in blood, or I mean, stained with blood. His eyes are still wide open, and on his chest is this diagram that has been carved into his chest. I will share this again. I think the audience has seen it, but Chris, you see this strange symbol, and you immediately see that this is the exact same symbol that has been written on the forehead of the man who just backstabbed William Staten Moses, the old man, in the kidney, right? This body. I want you to give me what's called a no roll. So let's open up your character sheet.
Education, isn't it?
Tell me, yeah. Tell me. Give me just a moment. 44. What? Well, oh, you got a regular success. Good. Okay. Good. You notice. You recognize the young man who's on the table. Give me just a moment here. I've got to look up my own notes.
I think it's Charlie Chaplin. Because he was the only person I know who could be around this time period.
No.
This is way
I like
before
Charlie Chaplin.
You know what? So
it
that
1890s?
Conan Doyle. Listen, I want to ask you so that Conan Doyle maybe knows. Do you kind of maybe when you recognize him, are you willing to say that you say it out loud? Oh my God, man! I can't do an Irish accent. My God, man, it's so and so. Do you do something like that when you see this?
Chris can only do it to like the extreme. He can't do a normal iris action like a normal iris person. It's got to be like.
Well, first and foremost, I want you to give me a sanity roll.
Okay, right. Sanity. So then that'll determine whether or not I scream it or not.
Right. That touche, my friend. That's a good point.
I mean, he's gonna scream it anyway, but yeah,
Oh,
it's nice.
kiss me, Barney.
Oh, regular success. You still lose one. You still lose 1 point of sanity.
Okay.
If you don't know how to do that, I can help you. But you just click on your sanity
Uh-huh.
where it says 74. You just type 73.
I think in the keeper's book it says you have to make a noise or
Bingo.
an expression, right? So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you lost a point of sanity.
Action, yeah.
What is your expression? What noise do you make?
Let's role play this, Chris. Come on, put on your actor's hat.
Well,
And
Come on,
and
Chris. Don't
scene.
rely on the face. Use the voice. Use the voice, Chris.
What's his name? I succeeded and I knew him. What's his name?
Well, let me tell you who it is. Well, that's a good point. Let me tell you who you recognize, okay? You see that this is Francis Douglas. He is the 10th heir apparent to the Marquess of Queensberry. His father is the Marquess of Queensberry, the gentleman who wrote the Queensberry boxing rules. This is the young, he's the heir to the Marquess of Queensberry. Royalty. He is a royal. Okay, I'll tell you what. If you do another no roll, and if you get an extreme success, I'll tell you one other fact about him. Actually, because of your circles as a poet, a hard success. Well, unless you want to spend 25, but that's a lot.
That's a lot of luck. Yeah, no.
Yeah. But you at least recognize that. I mean, he's royalty. He's presumably the person at the 5th chair that obviously was missing, that wasn't there.
What's the word? It's not royalty. What's the word, Martin?
Dukes.
No, yeah, the ones that are not quite royalty. There's a word for it.
Yeah, dignitaries, right?
No. What's the word for it?
Fair enough.
What is the word that I'm thinking of? It's really annoying.
Like Duke and Duchess. You mean Duke and Duchess?
Aristocracy, that's the word.
Aristocracy. Thank you.
Why did it take me so long to think of that word? Aristocracy was the word I was thinking of. He's an aristocrat.
No, but he's very good. Thank you for the correction. Yeah, so he's aristocracy, right? I mean, he is. But he's laid out and he is dead as a doornail there, Yates.
And if you go up those
you
stairs,
tell me you
lost.
lost a point of sanity. Do you yell something out to Doyle?
Doyle, Marquis has been killed. Oh!
Would you like a cup of tea?
I will. God, have a cup of tea.
No. Well, I'm definitely using my handkerchief with my initials on to wipe the fucking gun down at this point, because I can't remember when fingerprints come in, but I don't think it's.
No, not yet.
Away.
There's no fingerprints yet.
Is coming up though.
Not to help you, but this is supposed to be a one shot. Normally, I would not help you at all. Which we're doing in a 2-part one shot audience. But
that's normal.
Question: do you spend any action to continue to finish loading the gun? You've only got 2 bullets in the chamber. You got 4 more. Do you ever take an opportunity, Martin?
I mean, I'm just because I'm watching these fucking savages just like kill people, scream a bit. You know, right. I'm like, I mean, I'd be doing that, and then I'd be quickly, without turning away, I want to quickly look around. Basically Sherlock Holmes, to see where the oil or any combustible material would be. It's not cold.
No, interestingly enough, that's a great.
I want a roll to see the gun when he pulls the gun out. I want a roll to see it, because I might act when I see.
Oh no, my gun's been out for since the start.
Oh yeah, you've got it out. But when you go in your bag to get the bullets to load it, I might go for it.
You can try.
Well, I was about to ask Oliver because he's up. So to answer your question, Martin. Doyle is looking around. Everything's candles in here. It's all just candlelit. Yeah, there's no oil lamps. Not even
Dr.
Sunday.
No cooking.
It's a
Doyle.
gaslight scenario, and there's no gaslights. Come on.
You're out in the middle of the
gaslighting.
forest.
You're gaslighting us. What's going on?
Touche. No, but right. But think about it where you're at now. Only Conan Doyle looked outside, and Moses had made a comment about this being his cottage. But Arthur Conan Doyle, when you looked out, you're out in the middle of nowhere, bro. You are out in the middle of the moors.
Yeah, but I recognize where we were in the world, right? Like Devon, Cornwall.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Can't
Moses
remember.
never said it specifically. You know what? Give me a power roll. Give me a power roll. And I say power because at the time you were very much still under the effect of the amnesia. But if you do a high enough power roll,
Power.
it's on your main.
Oh yeah, I'm not used to rolling the big boys.
No,
Oh,
no.
no.
When you looked out the window, you definitely noticed that you're on the moors, right?
Yeah, I remember.
It was
Yeah.
desolate.
The
It was
Moors of
desolate.
Carcosa.
But why did you not have an opportunity to really kind of see where you might be? Because you saw some winged figure move, a shadow move across the moon, and it freaked you out.
I tell everyone I can confirm that we're in Cancun. So that's what I.
Now let me ask you
yeah.
this. I think Oliver, I think Dr. Sunday's up here. So Yates has come back around and said, I've seen a body. And and it's the Marquess. And Doyle is over there loading the other 4 bullets. And Moses is crawling under the table, whimpering. He's bleeding. What do you do, Dr. Sunday? Oliver?
Nothing.
Did he freeze?
Nothing. No.
Oh,
no,
nothing?
No. Just thinking. Just thinking.
You tricked me.
No. I am going to.
That's the quietest he's ever been. I thought he had a stroke as well.
Is
so
there
I'm
a
glad
door
you-
somewhere? Because I'm going to go wait by the door if there's a door.
Yeah, there is a door right here. Hold on a second. There's a door right here, which is the main door, and then
That's
it's
not me.
by 2 windows.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to stand by the door with my knife in hand, watching, see what happens.
Interesting. What does it mean? What does it mean, gentlemen?
So, see, for me, right? So far as a character, I have deduced that I didn't use the knife, but I was holding the ceremonial knife. That's why there was blood on my hands. And
Correct.
now I've seen someone killed in a way that looks like a ceremony. Would I be able to roll a no roll to try and remember the event of who was carrying out?
Wow, that's a great question. Let's do.
Like I'm talking like fucking Sherlock.
No.
Is
I'm
No,
thinking
I
the way
love
that
it.
the way that this
You mean-
works,
No, I-
would
you
that
mean
would be more
my
like
role,
a power roll with an extreme success or something, wouldn't it?
You read my mind. You read my mind. That's exactly what I was going to
The
say.
power roll.
But I'm actually gonna give you a hard success possibility simply because you've already made some deductions. You have a high occult. You have a high, um, right? You've got all those notes in your bag about occult ritual practices. Ooh, and he got it. Hard success. You see this, and I think it comes to you 100%. You and Moses are part of an organization. You suspect. No,
Shadow
not
Moses.
suspect.
We
Not
were
suspect. Yeah, not suspect.
metal
Not
here.
suspect. You know, in this moment, after you see the body, you see the carving in his chest. You look down at the dagger. You saw the notes. You were reading the words, rather. In this moment, you have a revelation. Moses is the head of the Ghost Club. You and Doyle are both part of this organization. And in this moment, you turn and you look at Dr. Sunday and you say to yourself, that's not Dr. Sunday. I know who's part of the Ghost Club. You look over at the dead body and you look at this hold on. You look at the body of Francis Douglas and you say to yourself, he's part of the Ghost Club. Moses is our leader. I'm part of it. Doyle's part of it. Dr. Sunday is part of it. But you look and you turn to Dr. Sunday in this moment and you go in your head, that's not Dr. Sunday. And you know in this moment, indeed, again, you have this revelation. You guys did this on purpose. The purpose of this ritual, you look across back to the table. It's been righted, right? Moses, before he got stabbed, had righted the table. But you look, there was a bottle of laudanum. It's coming back to you. It's coming back to you, William. You drugged Douglas. He was meant to die. You chose this. You, Moses, Doyle? No, actually, you and Moses. Doyle did not. Doyle didn't know.
Doyle's the nice guy, because, you know, he's English.
So I'm gonna let. So I think think about what I'm saying. I think seeing the body, you had a hard success, and I gave you the hard success because you've got such an occult background. It shocks you into to remembrance.
Is that going to be a sanity roll for him? Because that sounds pretty traumatic.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I agree, Martin. I think that
be, but the one question I would ask before I do the sanity roll is, so I recognize that he is not the doctor, but do I remember him before? Like, so I'm remembering the bottle. I'm remembering drugging him. Was he there at that time, or was it the doctor that was there and he isn't since?
Yeah, that's a good one, and I know the answer to that, and I apologize. I should have worked that into the revelation, because I can't. When I was writing this scenario, I thought about this.
I mean, you shouldn't worry. Chris got smart like 3 months ago, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it only just happened.
You I'm gonna say, even with a hard success, it's a little foggy, right? Because I want you to kind of think of this cinematically. In this moment, you come around the corner, you see the dead body, you recognize the ritual, you start to say to yourself, oh my God, yes, I was part of this. I helped set this up. Moses is our leader. We're all part of this. So was Dr. Sunday, but now you don't quite, you look at Sunday and you go, that's not the face I remember. So this is why I'm still going to give you a fog about that question that you just asked me. And you're like, you say to yourself, he's just not right. That's not who I remember, because Dr. Sunday was in on this, but something's not right about him. Make sense? So
yeah.
You keep your shit together. Holy cow! But you know what? I'll say you lose 1 point of sanity because you know maybe you're overcome with a certain amount of guilt, and I will tell you, you do feel a certain amount of guilt, and that's the sanity loss. That's the reaction to your sanity failure, or in this case, loss. Is that you almost get a sense of, this has gone too far. This has gone too far. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Does that make sense? So, yeah. Did you already reduce it, or do you need me to help you?
Yeah, I've reduced it.
Okay.
So, at this point, I think, if I had lost sanity, I think I just would have fucking exclaimed, like, "This is not the doctor." I'm going to keep that to myself, and I'm just going to start to weep, just very quietly. You know, and fixing my glasses, but I think I would return to the room with my knife drawn and
Yeah.
pointing towards the doctor.
Oh, I like it. So you're pointing to the doctor. I will tell you during this, Moses has just continued to crawl from underneath the table, and he's going towards the. He's like, I only serve. I've only wanted to serve. Why am I being punished? And he loses. I'm gonna say he loses some more, as he's bleeding out. But he's whining and crying. All right, you guys are up. What do you do?
I'm gonna
Doctor?
say to
Yeah.
Yates, why are you pointing the knife at me? He's the one who would send you to your death upstairs. It's him you need to stay away from. Pointing at Moses.
I don't answer your questions, and I shout for Doyle. Doyle! Doyle!
Go up the stairs, see what happens.
I'm not going up the stairs. I'm staying here, and I'm keeping my eyes on you. Doyle! Doyle!
It's like, yeah, I'm Mrs. Doyle. I'm over here. Come on, it's a good joke. You can't give
Will
me
you have a
this.
cup of tea,
joke.
Father?
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck? Because I mean, this is gonna be really good for a book, but I want to survive the whole thing. I don't want to be classed as a murderer. Gun's still just switching around everyone. Not at my Irish friend because he seems. But I'm not going to remember what he remembered, right? Because he knows all this, but I don't. So, yeah, my guns just keeps very quickly switching around everyone, and I'm gonna
No.
What?
I'll remind you, we had a conversation where we both said the doctor was shifty.
Yeah, but you know that he's like proper shifty. I just think he's like,
Yeah, but why would you have that doubt against me when you know that I'm not? Why would you even have that conversation with me if you think that I am in some way suspect? I've also confided with you that the blood was on my hands from the knife.
Okay. But are you shouting anything that you saw in that room? Because I guess I did ask you to go in that room. So have you shouted like?
Yeah, sure. I shouted and told you that the
Okay.
Marquess was dead.
All right, I'm not. There's no gun being directed at you, but I am gonna go in the. I don't know. Can I like try and
Give me. I'm sorry to interrupt. Give me a. God damn it! What's the
Irish culture roll?
No. A spot hidden. Give me a spot hidden roll, please.
Okay, same thing. I have to keep making my thing bigger. So
Hold your thought. I want you to do what you were gonna do, but I need you to give me a spot hidden roll. Spot hidden roll. It's spot hidden.
Oh.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Is someone?
You gonna spend 6 on that?
Only if
There's no need to, my friend. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh.
Do I find the actual gas in the gaslight scenario?
No. But you do see that the rat thing is back, and it's right behind you, and it's not a surprise because you saw it. It's coming at you. It had come back out, and it was coming up behind you. What do you do? I'm going to give you the. In fact, no. Wait a minute. What's your? Oh no, it's faster than you, so it doesn't surprise you. It doesn't surprise you, but yeah, it attacks you. So here we go. It is going to do. It had come back. As you two are going at it with each other and talking, this thing comes back. It skitters up and it says something crazy. I won't look it up right now in this moment.
Well, I'm going to shoot its face off in a minute because You already got
And it attacks your leg and tries to bite you.
The king
It try-
you. The king.
Yeah, something like that. It tries to bite you, and it fails. It does not have luck, so you lucky son of a bitch. You see it just in time, and you kick it off. What do you do? Actually, Sunday is up first, technically.
Okay.
So, Sunday, what do you do? You see that the rat thing has come back, and it just tried to bite Arthur Conan Doyle in the leg.
I don't have a gun to shoot at it, do I?
You don't.
I'm going to reach in my bag for the bottle of laudanum and drink it.
You're supposed to roleplay your character, not yourself, dude.
I can't remember what's going on. I've got no idea what's going on. I'm just going to drink my bottle of laudanum and forget.
I love
You've actually been playing Sunday to a T, my friend. I think you've been doing well.
Nah, I've got a plan.
Knowing what you and I know privately.
Can we take like a quick 3 to 5 minute break in a little bit?
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
like, we can top my wine and go for a piss.
We could do it now if you want. I'm ready for a break if you want.
Oh, well, whenever is appropriate, within a few minutes.
You happy with that, Seamus?
Sure.
Let's do
Yeah,
it now,
whatever
then.
you guys want. Yeah.
Cool.
And we're back, just as Chris disappears from his cam. Part 2.
Getting the sexy flip-flops on for all you Oni OF fans, which is only feet, so don't get too excited unless you're into feet. Or flip-flops, only flip-flops.
All right, where we left off there, Oliver, is Dr. Sunday is next. The rat thing has returned and tried to bite the ankles of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle as he was talking to you guys. You've been standing at the door. What are you up to, Dr. Sunday? That's the question. That's the mystery. What are you
Is
up
there a
to?
window on the door?
You are standing right now in front of the door, my friend.
So
there's a window here and there's a window here.
But does the window not have a door in it as well?
Or does the door have a window?
Does the door have a window
does
in
not.
it? Yes, thank you.
It does not, sir.
Right,
It
okay,
does not.
I move over to the window then,
Mm-hmm.
and I look out the
Away from the rat thing, I'm
window.
sure.
Yeah, and I'm looking out the window.
Yeah, you're looking out the window. Give me a. Well, I'll tell you what you see. You see a desolate landscape. I want you to give me a no roll. What do you show your current intelligence score?
No is education, idea is intelligence.
That's right. My bad. What do you show your education as?
Doesn't matter, just roll the 100. Roll the fumble.
Your brain
Oh my goodness.
A Cthulhu explodes out of your brain.
Yeah, the tentacle just comes straight through the window. Okay. No, I love this. You see the rat thing come back. You back up. You've been acting suspicious. You don't go help Arthur Conan Doyle. You back up. You turn to the window as this rat thing comes and is trying to bite Conan Doyle. You turn to the window. You're thinking escape, apparently. You don't know, but the guys are looking at you. And as you look out the window, you see a desolate landscape. You see the full moon. And in that moment, a horrifying creature zooms into, like just out of nowhere, like a bolt of lightning. This creature with the most horrific face doesn't attack the window. It doesn't break the window, but it is grasping onto the side of the cottage, and it is looking at you, and its fangs are in the window. Its face is in the window as though it knows you are looking out, and it has come and it completely surprises you. I want you to give me a sanity roll for sure. Give me just a moment, though. I want to share with you.
Oh, do we have an image of it, do we?
Yeah, I think this deserves an image. Give me just a moment. So I want, yeah, you can kind of imagine that, right? You're looking out the window, you see the full moon, you see this desolate moor, right? Right there, there's like a single tree out there. You see it blowing, and then out of nowhere, this thing, and I believe I can share it with just you. So we're gonna try this. You ready? I'm gonna share this with you. Tell me if you can see that image.
It's just coming up now. It's just loading.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ooh.
Now the audience can see that, but
Yes.
Martin and Chris cannot.
Correct.
So that comes in your face, in the window, screeching, yelling. I will say, as a matter of fact, that Yates hears that. Give me just a moment here. Give me a moment. Give me a sanity check, sir.
V8.
But sanity, let's go.
No, it was me. It was to make a sanity
Ooh.
check. I rolled a 0-1.
Holy
so
shit.
Is he.
You both rolled a 1. That's amazing. Holy cow. Okay.
Do they deflect the sound
From
back?
a 100 to a
No,
1.
no. So you both lose a point of sanity.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to say in this moment that the reason you didn't lose your shit is simply because you looked outside. It came. Again, this is between you and me, Oliver, as a player. You know your character. He just reacts very, right? It scared the living shit out of him. He loses a point of sanity. Okay. And I'm going to let you decide what that means, what kind of reaction. But go ahead and decrement your sanity by 1.
Yep. I think he stumbles
you're
back
enough-
and maybe trips over this table behind him. Maybe trips over and falls prone.
I like it. And Yates, same thing with you. I think you lose a point of sanity, but again, you see what's in the window. But let me stress this from the last before we took the break. You're starting to be in the know, William. You're starting to know what's going on here because your occult score is so high. And don't forget, you had that realization that y'all came here with a purpose and you were part of it. You were not only were you a willing participant, you helped set this up. Now, that doesn't mean you're not feeling regret. It doesn't mean you're not feeling like, okay, we went too far, but you know. And so maybe what you saw in the window was somewhat expected, although it scared the hell out of you. Make sense? So yeah, you lose a point of sanity as well there, Yates. Did you decrement that, Chris, or do you need me to help you?
Oh, done it, yeah.
It looks like you did. Yeah. I will say from a game master, from a keeper's perspective, you guys have been really lucky. You guys have all been passing your sanity checks, which is funny. So I'm trying to make you go crazy, but you're not helping me.
Oh, my guy's pretty
All right.
close, like.
Yeah. So I love that. You saw this horrific visage in the window. Doyle, you don't know what they saw, but you just saw both of them. And Chris, you tell me, even though Yates is kind of in the know and kept it together, what does he do? Does he back away too? What do you think? You saw Dr. Sunday stumble over the table.
Well, as he stumbled and tripped and fell to the floor, Yates is going to take this as an opportunity to take his knife and put it to the doctor's throat and say, I know you're not who you say you are. Tell me now, or that's it.
Oh my goodness. I love this.
I've still got a chance to dodge, though. I guess I'll have a penalty dice or something.
Well,
but...
he said he didn't. He says he didn't.
No, I'm not gonna attack. I'm readying myself. So like I have my hand on your chest.
Let's do this. You're trying to intimidate, so I want you to look at your character.
He's gonna still have to try and grab. He's gonna grab me to do what he's
for
trying to do.
Well, did you actually grab him, or are you just threatening?
Well, if he's laying on the floor, I would say I'm pressing him to the floor,
But
knife to the throat.
but what you don't realise is I'm hamming it up. I failed deliberately, so as soon as you go for me, I do a roll past you. Then I'll get you behind you and start choking
All
you
right,
out.
well, hold on. Let's play. I love this. This is so good. All right, so let's start with an opposed roll, because you're obviously trying to intimidate him. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do this. What do you show your intimidate skill as in the character sheet?
Well, I think because it would be like I would say because it's knowing, knowing like surely it would be knowledge, would it not?
No.
Like because I
No.
fucking know. I know.
No.
I know.
I already checked it. Your
Oh.
intimidation roll is 15,
Oh,
and as
there
you
is intimidate. Sorry, I thought you were asking me for something that
okay.
isn't
So
intimidate.
as you go to point the dagger at him and intimidate him, you quickly realize in your internal dialogue, I'm not very good at this. Like, I'm gonna try. So give me an intimidation roll, and that's gonna set. Yeah, no. So you fail on that, right?
But I think because he's got the feet Irish, he gets like advantage on that.
To be fair, intimidate is a social role, and there's no social roles in PvP. It's all roleplay.
Yeah.
You can't intimidate someone by a roll or persuade someone
Well,
by a
Chris-
roll when they're a PC. It's done by
Chris just
roleplay.
intimidates me
Yeah.
generally with his presence. so.
Well, I am the keeper, and what I want to do is use that intimidate roll to kind of set the scene.
Uh-huh.
You do try to intimidate him. You do everything that you suggest that you do, but given that you are a poet and a humanitarian,
Yeah.
it doesn't come across too
Right.
effectively. And so yeah, you go ahead. You tell me. Role play with Oliver here. What do you say to Dr. Sunday? You
So-
said it, but let's hear it again.
I think like just as I said, like the knife goes towards the throat, and I'm like shaking, and I'm like, tell me who you are. I know you're not who you say you are. Tell me, or I'll do it.
Well, let's see you roll first to see if you get that knife close to my throat, because you can't just say I've got a knife to your throat. That's a roll.
I'm trying to intimidate you, and I'm
And you
not
failed.
fucking intimidating.
And you
I'm
failed.
not
Right,
intimidating.
So there is no knife
It's
at my
clear
throat.
that I'm shitting myself, and I'm
No,
not.
Oliver,
He's pointing
Oliver,
the wrong end of the knife at my throat.
Right. That's a good. Oliver. I'm telling you, I'm making the decision as the keeper. You're right. He says I go to intimidate him with the thing, whether he's got the wrong end of the dagger, or he's pointing it the wrong way, or he's shaking so terribly. Your character knows this is he. Yeah. Whether he's close to you or not, the point is this is the most obvious failed attempt at intimidation. So you tell me, what does Dr. Sunday know? Knowing that you know who Dr. Sunday is and his personality, you see how scared Yates is. He's trying to be intimidating. It's not working. What do you do?
Stick a knife in him.
Ooh. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. You know, hey, all four of us run games, right? Look at that.
I've spent
Oh,
the
wait a
nine
minute.
luck.
He failed. Now, we didn't ask. You rolled before we asked Chris. Do you dodge or do you fight back?
Oh,
Well-
Chris does
Rep-
not take this type of situation well. So
We're gonna have to metagame a little bit because Oliver
Yeah. Oliver
pre-rolled.
I would have tried to dodge.
Yeah. I think that's.
Okay, well I would have
we
spent
don't have to
9
roll
luck.
it. Oh, for regular success. So let's roll your dodge, William Butler Yates. Oh, he dodges. So he avoids your stab back at him.
Bastard.
Now, this is good. This is so good. And here's why it's good, okay? Because
Because
Arthur
Doyle
Conan
fucking
Doyle.
seen what happened.
Yes. And what's even better is that not only did Arthur Conan Doyle see this, he's also dealing with a rat thing that's trying to
Just
bite.
gonna say I've got my own problems, guys. So
You two are battling it out. William Staten Moses is bleeding out, by the way. He's going to lose another hit point. Nobody's tried to help him.
I was gonna help him, but now I've got my own problem.
Right.
I was actually gonna be like, I'll at least stabilize him, but no, not now.
Now I want to take an interlude for just 5 seconds. I want to take an interlude for 5 seconds, and I want to ask each one of you as a player. I want to go through it real quick. What do you think? I would like the audience to hear this. What do you think is going on? Because you watch a live play, and that's fun to see us, bust each other's balls and have fun. But it's another thing as a player, especially for people who've never played Call of Cthulhu, to think about what's going on in the mind of the player.
Now
Chris,
that would be telling.
touche. If you don't want to reveal anything, but Chris, what are your thoughts on what's going on with William Butler Yeats and what's going on? Do you want to share with us what's going on in his head?
I think Yates is fucking remorseful of everything that's happened, thinks that this has went far too far. He thought that this was an experiment that wouldn't yield anything, and it has. So now he's trying to backpedal on everything that's happened to now.
Interesting. I like it. Martin, how about you?
Yeah, I think my character thought he'd get like a reason. I think he's interested in this aspect of his personality, like the beyond. Like he's generally interested in it, but maybe he thought it would be like more airy fairy, like like speaking to like a spirit, not like fucking rat people and shit. So, but at the same time, he's kind of exhilarated because it's like book material. So he is like totally split between like.
He's taking mental notes.
Total what the fuck's going on, and then just like this is amazing. So yeah, he awesome. Is because he's very English. Yeah.
How about you, Dr. Sunday? Or are you Dr. Sunday?
My character just wants to get out of here before we all go mad and you all kill each other. I'm just trying to get out of here before someone kills me, because...
Well, he's definitely proved it.
Whatever this Moses is trying to lead you up the stairs to is no good thing. And he's hypnotized by it. And
yeah,
I am staying away from those stairs, and I'm staying away from you people. Come near me again, Yeats, and I will stab you again.
I love it. All right, so we had Yates, we had Doyle. I think it's you that's up now. So let's do this. You've got the rat thing at your feet. You just saw.
Oh, I'm sure the rat thing. I'm like, I know there's the Irishman. Okay. There's the Irish and the Scottish man trying to attack each other, but I'm just like, I've got this massive rat creature.
So let's do your handgun,
which I can use.
Firearm.
It's not great.
This 25. Thing is going to do a 20. Dodge. I will call it right now. This thing's going to do a dodge.
What a roll, man. What a roll.
Yeah.
Woo!
Does he explode? Because I don't know how much I have to roll.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to, but
hold on. 2 luck for an extreme success if it makes a difference.
Here's my dodge. My dodge is a fail. Go ahead and roll your damage, my friend.
Does an extreme success do more damage?
Oh yeah,
it's a piercing weapon. It does. Spend the 2 luck, Martin. Spend the 2 luck.
So how many luck do I have to?
No. Hold on. Extreme success. Hold on.
With a piercing weapon, it does make a difference.
It totally does. Give me a second here.
I think it's max damage or double max or something mad.
No, it's max damage plus max damage. Yeah, it's called an impaling strike.
Mm-hmm.
So you get max damage plus your DB plus damage.
Yeah. There's no damage bonus on a bullet.
Yeah, let me just tell you this. Let me just
Mhm.
tell you this. He's only got 2 hit points left.
So it's max damage plus the roll.
So he's dead
Yeah.
anyway, right?
So you've
he's
rolled
dead.
a,
Oh my God.
you're
So-
rolling a minimum of 2. He is dead, yes.
Yeah, at 100%. So if you look at your hold on, where's the revolver? Oh, you don't have it equipped. Hold on, my
I
friend.
couldn't, but
Hold
I
on.
presume it's going to be more than 2, right? So he's going to be dead anyway.
Yeah. So here, I just equipped you.
Okay. So I
So
can
now,
roll-
if you look at your main tab, you'll see revolver, and the damage is 1d10. So you did 10 points of damage
10
at a
plus
minimum.
1d10.
Nice. Nice.
So this thing literally explode. It's red mist.
Nice.
Can I narrate it as these guys are like kind of like wrestling, and I'm just like, can you just for 1 second shut the fuck up? And I shoot the thing in the head. And then I blow the pistol because I'm like,
Yeah.
And then I James Bond it. I'm like, this might make a good type of spy type of hero in the future for a different author.
You never know.
Maybe, and I look at the guy. Maybe I'll use a Scottish accent for the first actor. He will be the best. He will be the best actor, in my opinion.
I don't know. Daniel Craig's pretty damn good. All right, so that was brilliant. I just absolutely love that. So you completely obliterate the rat thing and to your point, as it was continuing to chitter and just go on and on. And I love how you said it. Just shut. What did you say? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the fuck. It's just like,
No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I've already done William Staten Moses. He's crawling. He's lost another hit point. We're out of the combat situation. Talk to me, gentlemen. What do you do? I mean, I think this is coming together. You guys know. Look, did Doyle tell his colleagues that there was chanting and something going on? Right?
I didn't get chance. I didn't get chance.
You didn't. You did not. Okay. So they don't know that, but you know, because you went on the other side. There's nobody on the other side, so it must have been coming from below, right?
Yeah,
That's
know. I mean,
Yeah.
And I guess with all the other shit going on, I'm probably not going to tell them that at this exact second.
I think we need to focus on Yates and Sunday, because they were engaged. They're going at it. They got like a knife battle going on.
Pounding
Yeah.
it out. Go
Yeah,
for it, boys.
I don't want to know what that means, Martin, but yeah. And
it's Pride Month in Northern Ireland, so that means solidarity.
So let's see. I think it was Yates. No, it was Sunday that countered. So William Butler Yates,
That means
or
it's
excuse me, it was
that means it's
Sunday
my
that
turn.
countered. Yeah.
Stab.
So Yates, what do you? Yeah, what do you do? He has stabbed you.
No, it's my turn.
Did you
next.
succeed?
I,
Go ahead.
he tried to stab and I dodged.
Oh, right, so
That's
it's his
right.
turn. Yeah, it's his turn.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So my question to Sunday is: did you, when you went to stab, did you say aloud, "Come near me again, and I'll fucking do you"?
Mhm.
Or so you said that aloud?
Yeah.
Okay. So can I do a psychology roll to see whether or
Yeah.
not? Okay. So
Okay, give me that.
what I want to find out is whether or not he is hostile towards me or only hostile because I was hostile.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot.
So that's what I'm trying to determine.
Real quick, hold on, stand by. What do you show as your psychology roll? I want to make. I think we did this before, but I want to be sure. 55, right?
Yes, my psychology
good.
is 55.
Yeah, good. Mhm, good.
Ha.
Ooh. You don't know. It's too hot. The situation's too hot.
Okay.
He almost got you. He almost got you, and you're
I'm
shaking.
still uncertain, and I know that I can't fucking do this, guy. I'm fucking terrified for my life.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm just gonna keep the knife pointed and be like, Doyle, what was that noise? What was that noise?
And I'm looking at him like, fucking Irish pansy bastard. That's what I'm thinking. This has happened. This has happened twice. I mean, what?
What was that loud noise?
There's a gunshot, you simp.
I'd be like, I was like, turn your
twat.
knife around.
There was a gunshot, you twat.
Turn your knife around. Put the pointy end at him.
Use the pointy end. All right. So Sunday, what do? You can look. We don't even have to do a roll. Sunday, you can tell that Yates is so out of his element, trying to threaten you, trying to, he's almost backing off a little bit. He's turning his head. He's turning his head and looking at his friend Doyle over there, right? I mean, he's so bad at this. He's literally turning his attention away from his target, you, and asking. He was scared of the gunshot that just went off. What do you do there, Sunday?
Being the psychopath that I am, I reach into the bag and I take another swig of the laudanum. That's how I spend my turn.
That's right. You had laudanum in your bag, right? Well, let's be fair though. I don't want to look. If you want to do that,
It's
I'm
my healing
fine with it.
potion.
Yeah, but your laudanum was probably over here where you were originally sitting, right? So I mean, I don't know that you said you were carrying your bag around with you, but
I was looking at it before.
Yeah,
I don't think I do have the bag with me, but
yeah. So you can tell, this gentleman William is very scared. Doyle just fired off a round. What do you think?
I'm going to say to him, you've gone too far. You need to undo whatever you did. Look outside the window. We can't escape here. Whatever you did, you need to undo it. Your astral
projection. Are you
projection.
saying that to Yates?
Yeah.
You're saying that to Yates?
Yeah.
I like it.
Your astral projection. You need to unproject us. We need to get out of here. We'll never get out of here. We're not here. Is not here because of what you did. You need to undo what you did.
I like that. That's cool.
Point my knife at him. Fucking now.
I like it. I'm gonna give it right back to you, Chris. First, before I do a roll that kind of dictates what you know. You tell me as a player. I think Oliver just played that brilliantly right there. Tell me as a player and immersing yourself in your character. This guy who you suspect is some kind of con, but he said something to you very key. He goes, "Y'all need to fix this. Y'all did something. This has gone too far." What do you think, Chris? What do you think?
I think Yates has just shit himself.
Yeah.
I think Yates is probably fucking trembling in fear, because he's not a violent man, and he knows what he's done is wrong, but he doesn't know what he's done, but he doesn't feel like he's done it, but it's his job to undo it. So he's like agreeing, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I don't know."
Give me an idea roll then. Perfect. I love it. I love the way you played that. That's brilliant. So maybe I'm not saying he drops the dagger, but he backs off, is what I hear you say. Like, yeah. He's like, give me an idea roll. Nice. You in that moment, Dr. Sunday, is he a doctor? You guys don't know. He's become a mystery. He says to you, "You got to undo this shit. I want you to think about all the successes and the revelations you had about why you're here. You were part of it. Oh, by the way, Moses is continuing to crawl." He's lost more blood. He is literally just crawling over here behind the chair, and there's a blood trail just all over this area. Okay, as all this is going on, William, you passed your no roll. You know that all of this is related to the King in Yellow. You know that you've got notes in your notebook about ritualistic practices and procedure.
You need to undo what you did.
You know, right? So I'm asking you as a player, what do you do? That's the revelation you have as Dr. Sunday points the switchblade at you and says, y'all fucked up. Y'all, and think about what he said. You guys did this. You guys screwed up. You need to fix this. Oliver's been playing Dr. Sunday brilliantly. You did this.
So I think at this point, I would be like, okay, I'm going to reach into my bag and get me book.
Wait. I think Martin would agree with me. Could you please do that in a proper Irish?
Yeah, can you like, I mean, because I don't want you to be a.
Look, give me a moment here. I'll go and get my book.
Yeah, I know. I like it. Yeah, I mean,
What is it you said? What is it you said last time, Martin? He has to say, "Oh, don't you know?"
Yeah, no, to be sure.
To be sure. To be sure.
It's
to
like
be sure.
To be sure is how you are Irish. If he can't say that, it means he's not actually Irish and he's just an Englishman taking the piss, which is really offensive.
That's why.
Right. I think that is offensive.
So offensive.
It's why Chris wears 2 condoms, Martin. To be sure.
To be sure.
So yes,
I just felt that because I'm drunk and dumb.
Yates lets the doctor know that he is not reaching into his bag for a different weapon. He reaches for his book, probably fumbles about and fucking drops the knife and pulls out the book and is like, whoa, it's the book. I've got the book.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Martin. I love it. I'm gonna give Martin an opportunity. You see this unfolding. What does Conan Doyle do? He sees, right? Right. You got Sunday.
Mentally, I'm laughing because I've just seen an Irish poet that I kind of respect. I guess academically, like nervously jolting this dagger at this possible Scottish criminal because you've not undistinguishable accent because you've not confirmed if he is Scottish, so we're not offending anyone. I've just shot some thing with a fucking Glaswegian head, so that thing's dead. Shot the crack thing. And yeah, so my plan is what I don't even know. I did have a plan. I mean, no, I want to. Do you know what? I want to run over to where the trapdoor is, because
really.
Because I mean, I guess because I have overheard the conversation about you need to reverse what's happened. I've heard the chanting, which they don't know, so I at least kind of want to look. I mean, I'm also looking if there's like, because it's the kitchen, maybe there's another door out so I can run away.
Seamus, because Chris took advantage of me when I said I fall over the table. I'm gonna repay the favor and pick up that fucking knife that he just dropped.
Oh my god! Are you picking up my cycle?
Is that your knife from a year ago?
It's my knife from last year that Chris will now be offended for the next year. It's called a Dublin knife. It's like a special friendship. Yeah.
No, this is good. This is all coming together, and I think it's culminating. Dare I say, Oliver, in a part 3?
Possibly, I think so.
But yeah, it might have to be. But I love the way you've been playing this. So watch this. So Yates Yates acquiesces, right? Yates, hands up, says, he drops the knife, he said it, and he starts looking at, he goes over here and he starts looking into his bag, right? Maybe he goes over here. Dr. Sunday goes and picks up the ceremonial dagger, follows him. Maybe he's being cautious, but Yates, you look into your notes. You said that's what you were going to do. You're calling a truce, right? Don't forget, by the way, Moses over here dying. Okay, he's bleeding out. Nobody
Again,
cares about him.
I was gonna help him, but I'm like, I think it's more worthwhile.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. But you hear Moses in the background moaning and just droning on about the king in yellow and the master, and he's dying. But Yates, you look at your notebook and you find in your notebook that you have the instructions for a spell. And that spell, give me just a moment. You have in your possession a spell that is called Recall Hastur.
That's the King in Yellow's name, by the way, Chris.
Yeah. And well, you know that as a character, you know that Hastur is the King in Yellow. The King in Yellow is a manifestation of Hastur. Hastur being if I remember right, the brother of Cthulhu, right?
Something like that. Yeah, he's an elder god.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
he's one of the elder gods.
One of the elder gods. Like this is like heavy shit as you're reading your notes, and you know that to recall Hastur, that you're going to have to do a few things, and I will. And maybe this is Oliver. Maybe this is a good cliffhanger, my friend.
Okay.
And that is that he realizes what he's got to do. Give me a moment. You know, in this moment, as you're reading your notes, right? You've asked everybody to back off. You know that maybe you see in the corner of your eyes, Sunday has gone and picked up the ritual dagger, right? Doyle has disappeared. Moses is dying, bleeding out by the fireplace. Okay, and you're feverishly going through your notes, and you know that you've got to not only draw a ritual circle, you've got to find materials that will allow you, paint, chalk, something. You've got to lay out
blood.
You've got to do an incantation in Latin. You've got to be able to incantate the charm, if you will, the spell. And you've got to draw on your occult power to do it. But if you, William Butler Yeats, if you can find something that allows you to draw out the ritualistic circle, if you will, the symbols, if you can find it in yourself to articulate the Latin, what's the word? I know the word. To say it properly, right? The
dialect.
Well, it's the word will come to me in a moment. But if you can articulate it, if you can speak the spell, and if you can draw upon your occult capability, your ability, your power, as we understand it in the game, you can recall Hastur. The question is, where's Hastur? Where is he? Everywhere? Is Hastur the rat thing? Is Hastur whatever's in the basement? Is Hastor whatever's upstairs? Is Hastor whatever's outside? I think that's a good place to end.
Find out in
Oliver, if I
2
may.
weeks.
Yeah, because the question, I want to end it with William Butler Yeats coming to full understanding in this moment. Not only was he part of all of this happening, and I love your take, Chris, he feels guilt about it. It's gone too far, so to speak. Moses is not only crazy, but now he's bleeding out on the floor. You're trapped. Something's gone terribly beyond what you intended. Perhaps what you need to do is cast out something that's upstairs.
And that's where we're going to leave it. Yes, excellent. Let's close up the video and schedule the session 3 then, boys. Excellent. Thank you, Seamus. Thank you very much. Yeah, Chris, Martin, looks like it's a session 3 for us, boys. The PvP got started and we survived. Let's go.
And
So-
who knew?
If
Who
anyone-
knew it was?
Martin
Hey, who knew
kills
it was the Irishman? It was the Irishman who's going to save us all.
Let's see. Anyway, yes.
Martin.
I think that's in the joke where it's like Englishman. I think the Irishman always wins. Can't remember.
Anyway, an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman would like to say thank you very much for watching, viewers. And so would the American. I am RxOliver. This is the gang. We'll catch you for part 3 very soon. Good night. Mwah.
Good night.